he said he didn't really want to talk about it and said he didn't think that, Houston had ill intentions or anything like that.
This tweet came at a time when much of the Asian American Pacific Islander community has been living in fear, especially in the wake of that shooting in Atlanta. How is the community in Ohio taking the Lieutenant Governor's tweet?
Well, negatively, to put it, charitably. Of course they're going to be angry about this, given the whole kind of, we see what the current environment is sort of like, right? And, violence against targeting Asian Americans has been, growing rapidly ever since the coronavirus pandemic happened, especially at the outset of the pandemic. It was really bad. The whole reason the scientific community decided to go with COVID instead of what would be a, kind of more conventional name like Wuhan virus is because of the connotations that come with it and people who are using it for, racist means. That is, that's documented. It's well documented. So, to go out of your way and kind of use this rhetoric, I guess it just seems like there's limited possibilities why you would do that. It's easy to ascribe it to, stupidity, but I have to believe that Houston is considering his words before he uses them.
This tweet comes at an interesting time for the DeWine administration. It's just lost a fight against its own party over legislation that strips the governor of much of his authority as it relates to health orders. What are the political implications of a tweet like this?
Yeah, it certainly seems like it was thrown out there as kind of red meat to the more conservative part of the base that hasn't necessarily been very happy with Governor DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Husted over the past year. We've seen them, we've seen both of them kind of losing support from, a lot of pro-Trump people. And to kind of call back to this this phrase that was used, quite extensively, basically solely by, Trump and Republicans during the 2020 election, I think it's kind of a pretty clear indication of, what was going on here, right? I don't think that the question itself was really at the forefront of Lieutenant Governor Husted's tweet, right? Because there's an easier way to ask that question without getting into some of the problematic language. It's very clearly a signal of sorts to Trump supporters. Hey, maybe I do kind of believe in this as well.
And the governor says that the press will have an opportunity to ask more questions of the lieutenant governor during the briefing scheduled for Tuesday. We'll see if that one happens. Seth, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And remember, you can have Capital Letter delivered to your inbox each morning by logging on to cleveland.com/capital letter. Still to come on Spectrum News 1, we're going to check the top headlines and get the latest forecast coming up at the bottom of the hour. And later, an Ohio lawmaker potentially throwing his name into the hat of potential Senate candidates. The latest on his prospective campaign next.
Spectrum News 1 is brought to you by Kokona's Furniture and Mattress First. With 4 convenient locations, shop Kokona's online for the best brands at the guaranteed lowest prices.